as contest prep is getting closer and closer, I do have a little bit more cravings for some sweet stuff, for changing up my meals. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of options on how to stick to your meal plan but keep it kind of unique and creative. And one of the things I did was this, which it is so amazing, and it's all using the same ingredients that I typically eat, but just kind of changing it, mixing it in a different way, adding a little bit more of salt, pepper, sugar, whatever. Actually, today's video is more about the sweet stuff, so there's not really salt and pepper in here, but there's definitely a little bit of stevia. Just a couple of varieties on how to prepare some high protein desserts for yourself. So if you guys are interested, make sure you stay tuned, because this, I can't even get over it. Like, I feel like I'm a genius. This is amazing. So good. So good. Okay, so version 1 here, very simple, basic protein and coffee. So all I'm gonna do is take my protein powder, just the usual as you saw in my contest prep regular rice cake meal, and I'm going to have a scoop and a half. Put that into a cup. And then what I'm gonna do is take some cold coffee. So make sure, guys, that it's cold coffee, not boiled hot coffee. And I'm gonna pour a little bit in. Then I'm gonna add my stevia. And again, just add the stevia to taste. So whatever you like, however sweet you like it. And then we just basically stir it up. So again, it's almost like a little pudding style. It's kind of thicker, it's not a lot of water in there, so it's just kind of like thick, and it tastes super delish. It is chocolate protein powder, so it tastes really good. And then again, you can enjoy this with your 4 rice cakes on the side. Next is my new kind of meal. So it's a rice cake protein bowl. And when I was making this video, it was actually my first time doing it, so I only used 2 rice cakes for the recipe. However, I am going to repeat this again, and I'm definitely going to use all 4, but I wanted to save my last 2 rice cakes just in case I didn't like what I made, but I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm going to take the 2 rice cakes, or the 4, whichever one, and you're gonna actually just kind of crush them up, and then you're going to take again a scoop and a half, not a tablespoon, a scoop and a half of your protein powder. And for this video, like I said, I kind of saved the half scoop for later on, because again, I wasn't sure how this was going to come out, but I would definitely recommend the scoop and a half. I put in all of that crushed up rice cake, and the rice cakes are also chocolate flavored, which made it even better. We're gonna add a little bit of water. Again, you can do the same thing with cold coffee if you prefer. And we're gonna stir it up, and again, it's kind of the same thing as the previous one, but it's now you've added in those rice cakes, so it has a little bit more of a crunch to it, and it's super tasty. So if you have it like this, you kind of, if you eat it right away after you make it, it's nice because it has that like it has that crunch to it, just like in the rice cakes. If you want to wait for it to kind of soften up, then it'll have more of a texture of like oatmeal. So here we go, I'm putting in some more stevia. Another option is to have this with adding in some cinnamon if you'd like, but that's pretty much what it looks like. It tastes like Cocoa Puffs or something. It's so good. And lastly, I kind of did something similar to the last one, which is rice cakes protein pudding. So for this one, I'm gonna put in the rice cakes, and then I put in hot coffee. So I crush up the rice cakes again just so they can fit in this glass, and it's just to make it fancy. It doesn't have to be in a glass. You can definitely put this in a bowl, but as you can see, when I'm pouring in the hot coffee, it right away kind of like softens the rice cakes. I'm gonna crush it up, and for this recipe, this was after I had tried the previous one, so I did end up putting in all 4 rice cakes in this. So you just kind of keep stirring it until it's kind of like become this mush. And then once that's ready, you can add in your protein again, scoop and a half, or however much you take for your serving. And then we're going to add in our water. So I'm gonna stir it up again, and basically you just want it to be all like nice and thick. So again, you don't want to add too much water to start, and again, just to make it all fancy, you can wipe off the edges if you ever want it. This is actually so delicious that you can serve this as a dessert for like when you have company. It's so good. That, I'm gonna put it into the fridge, and I actually ended up covering it with foil as well. So alrighty guys, it is the moment of truth. Check it out. So I put this in the fridge last night, and we are gonna try this. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It smells so good. Guys, absolutely the best dessert ever. Oh my god, it's so good.